What's up, people? You're listening and watching the RAPS Talk podcast presented by HipHoopJunkies.com and HoopHeadsNorth.com. Hoopstock out of Halifax. My name is Romy Aquino. It's the playoff edition of the RAPS Talk podcast. I'm Romy Aquino again, and I have with me
Sean Francois
and
USAB.
So we waited till the next day to do this podcast because I don't know if we recorded it last night, if any of us would be in good spirits after that game against Washington. How are you guys feeling today after watching that game last night?
Well, I think I'm going to go super hard in the first quarter of this podcast, and then the second and third, my intensity is just going to go down.
I think that's a great way of putting it, Yui. Great analogy.
I don't even know where to start. Like, it was 117-106, and this game. I mean, it looked good for the first. Yeah, like you said, Yui, the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Washington had 36, 37 points in each quarter, and it was a. I mean, it's going to be one of the worst playoff games I've seen. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, just with the expectations with the Raptors this year, and then for them to come out after that game one loss and just kind of like everything go wrong. I don't know. Can you guys pinpoint it to like what were some of the things that you didn't like about not what you didn't like, but that didn't work out for Toronto last night?
I didn't like the energy. Overall, it just seemed that, again, in like you said, that second and third quarter, when you know you've got to make that push, I just didn't feel that the Raptors had that same kind of intensity that they showed in the fourth quarter in Game 1, and they started to show it, when push came to shove in the fourth quarter last night too. But we've talked about this before as well, just with regards to you can't get down. You got to stick to your principles. You got to keep the game close the whole way through. You can't let yourself get in a position where you're trying to play catch-up late. And that's kind of what happened last night as well. They were down almost 20 at one point, maybe 21. Was it 21 at one point? 21 points they were down at one point?
Yep.
I mean, you can't let that happen at home in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think part of it too was Washington was talking about getting greedy, and they kind of knew they were playing with house money. So they took the Raptors' best shot in that first quarter, and then all of a sudden they're playing all loosey-goosey and pushing the ball, and John Wall's hitting threes, and they're hitting 45% on threes. And again, though, like the Raps made the comeback in the fourth, but their defense always feeds off their offense. It should be the other way around, where their offense should feed off, a sustained effort on the defensive end first. But I mean, I don't know. The Wizards just brought it up an extra notch in the second and third, and then the Raptors didn't match the energy.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. It looked like Toronto. I think like early on when Lowry got those first couple fouls early, it just kind of like they lost their energy, and it kind of went. It went like, I mean, that's kind of where it went sour when Lowry got those two fouls. So, what do you guys thought about Kyle Lowry these two games?
He's got to be injured still. He's got to be hurt still. Because I just don't see how he's not he's not playing the Kyle Lowry style basketball that we're used to seeing. He hasn't been able to kind of get himself going, get initialized early on. Like you said, Romy, he's picked up those early fouls in both games and in critical points, which has affected him as well. And but I honestly believe that he's still fighting some sort of lingering injury.
Yeah, back injuries can take their toll that way, where it's like you can't, they don't always show it, but it affects the mobility. Yeah. And you damn well need some mobility when you're guarding John Wall and Bradley Beal. Like the Wizards guards are a tough matchup for anybody, but they're a tough matchup for the Raptors. And when the games are this far apart, those guys can play 40 to 45 minutes and no problem. So then, like, I don't even know if Vasquez can do anything in this series. You know what I mean? Like, he gives up so much on the defensive end, gets blown by every single time. He has to, like hit all his threes or something in order for it to be worth it for him to be out there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, I mean, Vasquez can hit some big shots, but he is a liability. I mean, he can't keep up with Wall, and I mean, just everything went right for Washington last night. And then, I mean, we saw James Johnson. He made his return. Crowd was kind of loving it when he came in, but I mean, he even like missed like 4 free throws. I mean, the free throws were something else as well. Like all those missed free throws, especially from James Johnson. And who's the other guy? Is it Amir that had a rough night on the free throws? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Amir was 2 for 5 from the free throw line, and Kyle was 0 for 2 from the free throw line.
Oh yeah, Kyle. I remember he missed some free throws as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's tough. What are your guys' thoughts on Game 3?
Win. They got to win. Like, you know, I was of that mindset. I think we all were of that mindset. Like Game 2, you already dropped one at home. You had home court advantage. You lost that. You gotta get one. You gotta split and try to do what you can on the road in Washington. But yeah, like they have to win. They have to.
Kyle Lowry.
It's going to be a tall order.
Hashtag NBA ballot has to show up for the next 5 games and it's over.
Mm-hmm. DeMar DeRozan, hashtag NBA ballot. He's got to be able to, you know, make sure that he's bringing his A game too. And it's not like he played awful last night or anything like that, but he needs. It's got to be a collective effort. It can't be just one person. You know, like he played very well last night. So. Everybody's got to be on the same page and, you know, really getting what you need collectively, and it just didn't happen. I mean, giving up 117 points in regulation, that's not going to get it done either.
No, I mean, not at all. I mean, I even thought with Drake being there for Game 2, I thought he might be a factor.
Mm-hmm. So why don't we throw this out there right now? Did either of you guys have an issue with Drake giving daps to Paul Pierce as he left the floor last night? It seems to be a big thing in the social media world. Me, I don't care either way. I mean, anybody who knows Drake, you know what I mean. That's his style. That's his. Those are his boys. Like. You know, so what do you expect the guy to do?
I didn't see the footage. Well,
he just dapped him. It was kind of like,
body language can tell a lot. But did he do it like this, like?
He kind of gave him the head nod and like, you know, like a dap on the way by, and Pierce was kind of like, you know, like laughing it off, kind of thing. Like, yeah, I came into Toronto and like, you know, this is my city. That's kind of like that was kind of the vibe to it. And Drake was kind of like, yeah, you got us kind of thing. It wasn't like he was showing him mad love or anything like that, but fans still didn't like the fact that he showed him any love at all. You know?
Yeah.
He should have been mean mugging him. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, the way I took it is like how you showed. Like, it's like, I mean, you came in our house, you got us. But no hard feelings, but like,
right.
I didn't take it negatively.
Yeah, no, but something was going on.
I mean, well, so the game's on Friday night. I mean, obviously, they're looking to press the reset button and start again. But like, I mean, what else can you say? We can shout out to the league in the year. You guys' thoughts on that? Deserved?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's some other names that were thrown out there as well. But I like the fact that statistically, Lou Williams just had a huge impact on the team. There was something like he accounted for like just over a point per possession that he was on the court. I mean, that's crazy. Those are the kind of numbers that you usually expect to see from starters. And in fact, he averaged the most points in his career this year. Coming off the bench. I mean, he's played that role before in Philadelphia and thrived in that role as well. But gotta give it up for what he was able to accomplish in the regular season.
Yeah, for sure, especially coming off of a down year last year as well. Let him know that you can still ball.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So shout out to him. Well deserved. I mean, he may not be has been a big impact in the playoffs so far, but he's sorry, I'm getting a little bit of feedback in my earphones. So,
no problem.
It was well deserved. Anyhow, Game 3, we'll be back again on Friday. Stay tuned to the blog, Sip Hoop Junkies and Hoopheads North. Sean's going to have that giveaway up soon, and we can post the details on our Twitter. So follow us.
The good news is basically if you are following us on Facebook, the Hip Hoop Junkies Facebook page, the Hoopheads North Facebook page, that will give you automatically 2 entries into the contest. We'll figure out some ways to get some additional entries via Twitter as well. Probably some retweets of some material and posts of the podcast and the like, and that will get you some entries. So be on the lookout. You will definitely enjoy the prize. It's been a little bit longer than expected getting the contest announced, but it's definitely worth your while to enter. So we'll look out, as Romy said.
We'll get it up before the Raptors are eliminated.
Please, we have to keep the hope. We have to keep hope alive. But what's crazy is Game 4 is Sunday night.
Yeah.
So it could be the weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like worst case scenario, right? Sunday night. Let's pray that we avoid that situation altogether. But Sunday night at 6:30 Eastern is the tip-off for Game 4, and Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Game 3. So let's see how it plays out.
I mean, if that does happen on Sunday night, there's going to be a lot of discussion about what's going to happen after the season.
I think there's some people definitely on the hot seat right now. Sorry, Yui. What were you saying?
Oh, nothing to lose now at this point. Just got to play hard to lose. Hopefully, steal some games back.
Absolutely.
So follow us on Twitter at Roman Kino, at Sean Fashaw, at Yui the Jock. Episode 78. We out.